Next year, America marks a major milestone, the 250th anniversary of its founding. And as part of that celebration, News Channel 3 and our parent company Nexstar are highlighting what makes the country so special, the people, the places, and here in Memphis, the innovation.
It's part of a greater series, Celebrate 250. As WREG's Shay Arthur shows us, over the last 100 years, Memphians have given the world the modern grocery store, hotel chain, and overnight shipping.
When you think of Memphis, many think of music, the rich sounds of blues, rock and roll, soul, and hip hop. Beale Street, Elvis, and Graceland. But Memphis is also the site of a different kind of innovation, the spot of the first modern-day self-service grocery store, Piggly Wiggly, the first hotel chain, the Holiday Inn, and years down the road, overnight shipping with Federal Express.
Memphis is small enough to where people can gather resources to follow their dream, but not too small where there's no infrastructure. So it really is a perfect place in many ways for that.
These three industries transformed how we operate to this day. The next time you step foot inside your grocery store, you can thank Clarence Saunders, his idea coming to fruition in 1916.
If you wanted to shop at a major store other than a dry goods store, you had to come to Memphis.
Saunders created the modern self-service grocery store, the Piggly Wiggly. The chain still in existence in the country today. It's documented inside what's known to many as the Pink Palace, now a museum in East Memphis. But the massive building was originally built by Saunders to be a luxury estate. Inside, it shows the grocery store's evolution, including a model of what an original Piggly Wiggly was like, decked out with aisles and what would have been on the shelves at the time. But prior to 1916, shopping was done at country stores. You would tell the clerk behind a counter what goods you wanted, and they would gather the different items.
You didn't have a choice, really, of what particular things you were buying.
It's kind of a you get what you get.
Right.
Saunders, who worked in a country store, knew there was another way to do business, a way for customers to have control, and a way he could make more money.
And the whole idea of going through the store, one of the differences here is that it's a kind of a forced march. You have to go in one place and go up and down every aisle before you can leave through the checkout line.
Which in turn causes people to spend more money and shop.
Customers for the first time had the opportunity to browse the shelves. Wooden baskets carrying those items were offered at the front of the store. In the new supermarket, Saunders patented the concept of turnstiles
to control the flow of visitors going in and going out.
Within the walls of Piggly Wiggly, as customers browse the different aisles here, the concept of modern marketing actually started. Customers had a chance to pick and choose what brands, what products they wanted. So those companies, they wanted to stand out.
So today's marketing, where we see, 100 cereals in the cereal aisle, and they're very, very similar, a lot of them, but they have all these different wonderful covers of the cereal boxes. That kind of thing began with Piggly Wiggly.
More than 35 years later, in 1952, another Memphian created another customer experience. Only this was for overnight trips. Seeing a need after going on a family road trip, Kimmons Wilson created the first Holiday Inn hotel, decked out with a phone, a TV in every room, unheard of at the time, along with a restaurant on site.
He very much aimed his motels at families. He knew that there were a lot of families like him, like his, that were wanting to see the world. This is post-World War II. The economy is great. More people have disposable income. They're traveling. He knew that this was the right moment to start to do this. And he also put swimming pools in motels, which were unheard of.
Breaking barriers then. Fast forward to the early 1970s. With Fred Smith creating another revolutionary concept many rely on every day. FedEx launched overnight delivery service out of Memphis, transforming the shipping experience.
Before the internet, before the ability to order directly as you would electronically, FedEx was there to ship goods overnight or within a couple of days and transformed not only consumer expectations, but also transformed, again, consumer experience.
As we now live in 2026, it's impossible to imagine life without these industries.
And America would look completely different if these three industries had not been created. And I don't think they could have been created anywhere else.
Well, that's the beauty of America, right?
That's right, absolutely, that there's always opportunity. If you want to do something, you can find a way. And there aren't a lot of countries where you can say that.
For your news leader, Shay Arthur, WREG News Channel 3.